Hey Jay, what the hell is this Christmas card I found on the dining room table? I hope this is not what you are thinking about sending out to all of our friends and relatives this year. Julie, if it is the card I think it is, then it is a clever takeoff on the third line of the classic poem A Visit from St. Nicholas by Clement Clarke Moore. It was first published in 1823 in the Troy Sentinel. Notice how I just replaced stockings with stork kings and care with bears, and changed the meaning of the line entirely. Yes, I get the joke, but you can't be serious about sending out this card with a picture of 4 animals impaled by giant hooks. It's horrific. I let you get away with last year's card with Mickey Mouse being skewered by an awl, but I think you have taken it too far this year. I'm quite serious. This is the 4th card I have made, based on this classic Christmas poem, also known as The Night Before Christmas, and already I have covered 3 of the 56 lines in the poem. I fully intend to send out Christmas cards for the remaining 53 lines. It will be my great masterwork. When I complete it, I will publish a book, based on my cards, and we will live handsomely off the royalties. I suspect there will someday be a museum dedicated to my work, where all of my cards will be on display. I imagine something similar to the Norman Rockwell Museum we visited in Lenox, Massachusetts. 53 more cards, based on The Night Before Christmas? Are you kidding? In 53 years you will be over 100 years old. Do you think we should start sending out 2 cards every year to expedite it? No. Definitely not. Don't even think about it. But back to this card, it isn't really one of your best, is it? I will have you know that I get many accolades about my cards. Nearly every year my great friend Mr. Mike Ryder calls me up to congratulate me and tell me how much he liked my card. Mike Ryder? Do you mean the giant guy with the beard, who also creates the homemade cards? Sometimes his are better and funnier than yours. I know you don't mean that, Julie. Certainly his card Jingle Bell Rock was original, but his artwork is subpar and the jokes are usually a stretch. But Jay, this card you made is not really appropriate for a holiday greeting. It's grotesque. You have to admit it is not nearly as inappropriate as the cards my other great friend Larry McGorry sends. Don't get me started on that nearly homeless bagman who wore a tie-dye shirt to my wedding. Haha. That was funny. Seriously though, couldn't we have a normal Christmas card for a change? How about just Merry Christmas and Happy New Year? Julie, you are forgetting your history. My very first card was Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year in 1985. Each card that year was hand-drawn, and I only sent out about 8 of them. Today they are as rare as a Babe Ruth rookie baseball card. Well then, how about something simple like Season's Greetings? I have also already sent out Season's Greetings many years ago. It was the one with the salt and pepper shakers. It was a great card, but then Mr. Mike Ryder ruined it when he stole my idea the very same year. All I'm saying is that you have clearly taken things too far. Could you at least admit that you are running out of good ideas? I don't think so. This year's card is right up there with some of my best ever. It is nearly as good as Harp's The Hairy Angels playing and invoking a Grandfather Claus. However, I admit it is not on the same level as my great masterwork Mules Tied to Barrels being flung by a choir. I don't believe I will ever again be able to create a card with such a perfect rephrasing of a well-known line and a drawing so well constructed and hilarious. Well, if you are not going to stop sending these homemade cards, could we at least reduce the number of cards we send out? There are nearly 110 names on the list at this point. It is very expensive, and I don't even know some of your friends, but this year I had to add several people. Randy Sheets made a personal plea to be added to the list, and my cousin Cindy, who I have not seen or spoken to for over 30 years, just contacted me on Facebook. Surely she deserves to be added to the list. Some of these people don't even send us cards. How come you keep sending them to people who don't reciprocate? Let me point out that after 25 years of sending out cards to my old friend Chris O'Donnell, we finally received a card from him last year. That was an enormous triumph. Now I have finally seen pictures of his children for the very first time. Okay Jay, you are obviously going to do what you are going to do. I will humor you on this, but be aware that you are really treading on thin ice. Thanks dear. I appreciate it. In return, I will continue to be patient about the massive number of hours you spend knitting, when you could be doing something much more useful.